Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever episode of of Tom Vlogs. Welcome to my vlog. Hope the steering wheel column view is fun. I've been thinking about doing videos like this for a while. I mean, obviously I'm not the first person to do it, but I have a lot on my mind lately, and thought I would share some wisdom with you guys, because I don't have much wisdom. I don't have much, or at least I don't have a lot that I feel comfortable giving out, because I'm like 21 and kind of stupid. I feel like I don't have a ton of life experience, but there is some stuff that I do know, and the advice that I will give out is stuff that I'm very sure of, just from my own personal experiences, but also knowledge passed down from the elders. Just got some ash in the window thing. It tends to fall in there sometimes. Anyway, depression is the topic of today's video, particularly how to deal with it. Now, I don't know about clinical depression. Despite the music I listen to and the way I look, I think a lot of people assume that because I like emo music, I'm like a depressed person. I'm actually not. I'm not prone to mental illness either, which is nice, because I've known people who are, and it's very debilitating. I would not wish clinical depression on my worst enemy. It's dark, it sucks. But I have had depressive periods of my life. I haven't had one in a while, but the winter is coming. It is bleak and cold here in New England. It's getting real cold. I mean, there's stuff you can do outside, like skiing. I like skiing, but it is going to be, you're not getting the proper vitamin D. Maybe it's a little dark. Things can get bleak in the winter. I get that. And especially if you're someone who's just kind of going through the motions of daily life as an adult. If you're a single guy or a single gal, and you're trying to figure out who you are and who you're going to be for the rest of your life, things can get kind of bleak. And I have a little advice. So the periods of my life where I've been the most depressed, sad, felt the feelings of helplessness, loneliness, I've been the periods when I haven't been doing much. Those long periods of life when you're working a shitty job you don't really like, or you're going to school for someone you don't really like. And there have been periods in my life that have been pretty lonely. I haven't had a lot of friends around to talk to, not even about this stuff, but just about anything. I've had decently long lonely periods, and it's painful. When you're a human, I think you're supposed to want and enjoy social connection, and if you're not getting that, things start to fall apart really quickly for everything else. So I would say try to get some good friends around you, but obviously that's just kind of bullshit advice. The only thing that has made me genuinely happy in life, I guess it's kind of a two-part answer, but it's like people and then like doing something, and these things are directly tied to each other. If you're not doing something with your life and like working towards building a better future for yourself in some way, then I don't think you're going to meet people that you are like-minded and you can sort of connect with and mesh with. And all it really takes is one to feel like you're a real person again. And if you're just kind of in one of these long depressive periods, things aren't going to be good. I'll give you guys an example. So there's this person I used to be friends with. I'm not anymore because he went kind of crazy. And I don't know, I can't help him with that. He went kind of nuts on me. I had a lot of other people. But he's this kid who his parents never pushed him for anything. He had a pretty poor GPA in high school. Never went to college. Has never worked a job. I think he worked a job for like 1 month and got fired because he was so bad at it. And it was like a grocery store job. So he should have been able to do that at the very least. But he spent a lot of time alone in his room. He basically spent the majority of his day sleeping and like talking on Discord a little bit. And he said he was like a YouTuber, but he wasn't really making anything. I mean, he just wasn't. He doesn't really do things. And he would message me once in a while about this stuff, and I would try to help him. He would be like, I'm depressed. I don't know what to do. I feel helpless. I want to an hero. And obviously I was trying to talk him down from that now and then. But also, one of the things I encourage him to do the most is just fill up your time with anything. I think if you're doing nothing, literally nothing, you're just living with mom and dad, rotting away, I think doing something, even if it's kind of a shitty thing, is better than doing literally nothing, because at the very least, you have something to fill up your time. If you just have time to ruminate and think about these things, you're going to go crazy. And I'm someone who personally, I know a lot of people when you're depressed, they say you should talk to someone about it. Talk to someone about it. Talk to a friend. Console in someone. Confide in someone. Talk about your feelings. I have gotten very, very little in my life from talking about how I feel. I've gotten almost nothing, I would say, from talking to people about how I feel. It's nice to have someone there to, just talk about your feelings a little bit, but that's really just like almost like a non-step towards happiness. Ruminating in your feelings and talking to people about it constantly and just like over and over and over, it's just like not going to do anything. You can talk about how you feel. I'm not supporting this. In The Sopranos, Tony's like the strong, silent type. I'm not suggesting you do that, because it's good to talk to people about how you feel. It's good to feel a human connection, and it's good to feel like there's someone there to just prove that you're a real person. You're not living in fucking simulation, in the Matrix. But that's not what you need to do for happiness. What you need to do is fill up your time with things that are like building towards something. I'm in a pretty unique position where I got sort of what I wanted to do figured out early, which is like, broadly speaking, like video content, entertainment, making things. But periods when I've been doing nothing has been like so mind numbing. One of the things that really helped me out was going to the gym. And I know this sounds like just the most basic advice. And when I wasn't going to the gym, like I didn't want to hear go to the gym to make yourself, like I just didn't get it. And it's not even about like getting jacked. It's not even about getting big. It's not about that. The gym is such a nice linear thing in terms of progress you can make. And it's relatively inexpensive. If you have like a job, you can probably support a gym membership. Even a cheap one, Planet Fitness, 24-hour fitness, you can probably go there. And it's such a nice linear thing because you can see the progress happen in real time. If you're going to the gym consistently and you're really trying, and you can just look up routines online or ask someone who goes to the gym, you will start to see muscle growth and progress pretty quickly. You'll see it pretty quickly. Within like a month and a half, 2 months, I started seeing like a change in my body. And that's such an encouraging thing when you're in that kind of depressive state, to see that like things you actively do in your life, if you work at them, can actually improve and change. And once I started going to the gym, which I think was January, maybe beginning of February of 2023, things really started to come together. I wasn't like depressed in general, but I definitely was feeling something missing, and the gym changed a lot for me. The gym gave me something to work towards actively. The gym gave me kind of a meter stick for progress in life that I could see like, oh, I'm getting bigger. I am working on my health. I feel better. The gym also helps you sleep better, which periods of my life when I haven't been sleeping, like that's like depression fuel right there. The periods like just going to the gym like just changes everything. It makes you more happy as a person, I think. You get like, endorphin release from lifting weights, and after you feel so much better. And once again, the process of watching muscle build is so important. It's so important. And especially if you're, I think for everyone, the gym is important. If you're a girl, if you're a Latina Gat, which I know a lot of, I think that it's important for you too. But as a guy, if you're not going to the gym, you just need to go. You need to go. Your self-confidence will increase. Your posture will get better. Your confidence in social situations will get better. Your perception of self will change so much if you're going, because it is literal proof that the things you work towards can measurably change, and you can watch it happen. And the gym's a really direct way to see that. And once you do that, other things in your life, like other things in my life, have started to fall into place. The gym creates discipline. If you're going to the gym and you're serious about it, you're going to be going at least every other day, really, right? 3-4 times a week. You're going to have a sense of structure. You're going to have a sense of structure to your life. You're going to have a sense of getting something done that's important to you. And it's not something that, like, the gym is not something that you'll get immediate validation for from everyone else. Obviously, if you look more jacked, people will compliment you. When you walk into a room, you will feel more put together and better. But proving to yourself that you can do something like that and you can actually change is really good. If you're not going to the gym, the advice I have right now, if you're whether you're happy with your life or not, go to the gym. Go to the fucking gym. Go. I'm so serious. Go. If you're a viewer of mine, you're watching this, and any piece of my advice matters to you, if my opinion matters to you whatsoever in any way, in literally any way, just start working out. Do it. I'm thankful that a few people in my life have taken my advice when I like harass them to go to the gym, and they've told me that it really changed their perception of self. And I'm thankful for that, because like when I started going to the gym, I was getting advice secondhand from other people. And for the longest time, I was like, oh, the gym is just gay. It's just to impress other guys. And like, there is like a homosexual aspect to gym bro culture, undoubtedly. Like, you don't need to get super shredded. But if you're just going and you're getting bigger and you're watching your biceps and chest get bigger, and you're watching your abs come in a little bit, you're watching your shoulders get bigger, you're watching your traps come in, you'll feel so much better. You will. And once you have that basic building block of like, I can actually accomplish things with what I do, other things in your life will start to come together. And if you're genuinely working towards these things, whether it be your career in terms of what you want to do, whether it be your personal social relationships, whether it be your relationships with girls or with guys if you're a gat, once you see you can do that with the gym, you will see that you can do that actively with everything else. Life really is like problem solving. You need to be good at problem solving. You need to be good at understanding the processes that will build you better things. You know, if you're depressed, you're probably not thinking long term about how your life can improve. You're probably not thinking about that. You're probably thinking about cutting yourself, and you're probably thinking about popcorn and soda and sleep. You know, this kid that I knew, he didn't see in his mind that he could really do anything, and I would try to convince him so much. And no matter what I told him, like, he would have moments of clarity where he'd be like, oh shit, you're right. And then he would just like, he didn't have the mental fortitude to push past that. Maybe as part of it being an only child, maybe part of it is like his parents never pushed him for anything, which like his parents failed him, by the way. His parents really did fail him on that. I'm so thankful that I had parents who like would make me crack the books in high school. Even when I didn't want to, they would like, or like punish me for shit. I don't think this kid ever got punished once for anything he did. I mean, he had like a 2 flat GPA or something crazy like that. I'm not saying I'm a super smart, super sweetie genius, but like I did pretty good in high school. I tried a little bit. And I had like goals in mind that I outlined for myself, as far as like, I want to work a job that I'm happy doing. And I kind of lucked out with my obsession in life being YouTube, because I didn't get into it to make money. I got into it just because I liked making videos. I liked this like idea of like a revolving community of people to interact with. I thought that was cool. I always thought the internet was a really interesting world that I wanted to be an active like member of the dialogue or something. But even beyond that, just like making something that made me feel like I was doing something really was important to me. And I only really started taking the money seriously once I got to college, and I realized that I didn't want to be there at all. And I already knew that I didn't want to be there, but once I was there, it really dawned on me that like, I need to figure out how to make this happen to make myself happy. Another thing I would say is that drugs are really bad. Don't do drugs. Like, don't smoke weed. Don't do like bars of Xanax. Don't do that. Don't do like Valium or Vicodin. Just stop. No pills, no weed. I shouldn't even be smoking this. I guess this isn't really, and this is a drug. I guess it's not as extreme, but this is bad for you too. I shouldn't be doing this, and I need to stop this, and I know that. And I did. I went like 48 hours without smoking a cigarette, which sounds stupid, but that is the longest I've gone in like a month or something, until now. But I was feeling contemplative, so I needed some nicotine. But like, basic things that they tell you in school to like be happy that seem so corny are actually real, are actually really real. Like, go to the gym, do not do drugs. I mean, you can like drink with your friends once in a while, I don't really care, but don't be drinking alone. That's so depressing, but don't be doing that. Another thing in terms of fulfillment is like, you can't be nihilistic about things. You can't be nihilistic about the world. Things are kind of bleak for Zoomers right now. I mean, for people in general, like, things can be bleak, but I think a lot of people are struggling with finding the motivation to feel like anything they do matters. And you have to like make your own motivation. Nobody's going to do that for you. Nobody is going to like give you the blueprints for like, this is going to make your life meaningful. You need to find it within yourself, to find some sense of self-motivation. Whether your goal is making a bunch of money, whether your goal is building a career and like a business that you value, whether your goal is just to be a normal ass dude who like works a job that you don't love, but like you're decently good at, or if like the long-term goal for all that is to start a family. Like I want to start a family, undoubtedly. I think that's ultimately my like purpose in this world. I think that you need to have things in mind to work towards, and the gym gave me such a good frame of reference for like things I work towards can progress. And then I started seeing it happen in other aspects of my life. Like for my job for YouTube, I became more disciplined at working at it every day. I became more interested in meeting new people that I could interact with in a meaningful way that would grow my business. And I guess I don't talk about this a ton, but I don't like have employees. I have contractors, but I regularly work with about 10 people, I think, something like 10-ish, and be like getting to build something with them and like collaborating with them and like building something that matters to me in terms of like a brand and a business and like content has been really fulfilling for me. And it could have been anything. I got lucky with my obsession being something that made me a decent amount of money, and I'm still very thankful for that. But regardless of that, like there's not a lot of luck involved in life. I don't find luck that really matters anyway. You know, you'll get breaks, but like for me, like I was never a part of like a YouTube thing that like was like a trend. Like some people were like back in the day for commentary, for example, were part of like the MLG trend, or some people were part of like this Viner trend of people who came over and made like very family friendly sort of stuff like that. Like I never had that kind of wave that I came up with, and I'm actually glad I didn't, because it meant that all I had to focus on was like making content. Like all I had to focus on was like purely making videos that people wanted to watch. And whether this can be applied to other aspects of life too, you can't count on big breaks. You can't count on something happening. You need to make it happen for yourself. Whether you're in architecture or you're welding or you're working an office job, you need to be focused on the day-to-day process of doing things. And that will make you a happier person. And I'm not saying it will make you like happy at all points in time, because nobody is supposed to be happy at all points. Okay. Like you're just not supposed to be. I'm sorry. If you think in your mind that there are people who are like happy at every moment, that's not real. That's just not real. But you'll feel like not bad enough that you can get things done and like be content and be motivated and find it within yourself to be motivated on things. And sitting around on fucking Discord or like playing Counter-Strike all day, long term is not going to make you a happy person. I mean, even the short term, it's probably not going to make you happy. Like when you get off Counter-Strike and Discord, you're probably not like, yeah, now I get to go to bed and do it all tomorrow. Now I get to sit in my room all day. Not that sitting in your room, I mean, I sit in my room all day too, but I'm not doing nothing. You know, I am working on something. If you're doing something creative, definitely having like a workaholic, not workaholic, but like normal work guy, like 9 to 5 approach to it is good. This is advice that I heard from other people that really was real. You know, I'll meet YouTubers who like have a decent thing going, and I'll be like, how much do you work a day? And they'll be like 3 hours. And they'll ask me, and I'll be like, you know, 8-9 hours a day, normal work day. They'll be like, whoa, that's insane. How do you find the motivation for that? And it's like, it's just a fucking job, bro. Like it's just a job. Like if you want to do your job well, you need to work at it. You need to work at it. I think balance is important. I think that, you know, all work and no play, you shouldn't be doing that. But you should be trying to find something that makes you happy, that also like somebody demands, and that way it will make you money if there's a demand, you know, supply and demand, right? But above all else, even if you're working a job you don't love, even if you don't really like lifting weights, even if the people around you are not the people you want to be around for the rest of your life, which I get, you know, I mean, I've met a decent amount of crazy people who I was friends with who ended up being psychos. Even if all of it right now is not where you want it to be, you need to have sort of your eye on the ball as far as like what the future you wants to be. And it doesn't have to be exact, but it can be like a basic goal. Like by the beginning of next year, I want to be making more money. I want to be benching 225. I want to be around more people that I care about. I want to be benefiting people in my community in a good way. One thing that makes me happy that not a lot of people think about is like just helping people in my life with basic stuff, like helping my friends move or something. That makes me happy, you know. It does. If you live in a neighborhood, go to the old lady next door and offer to like shovel her driveway for free. Maybe by the end of it, she'll give you $10, which would be nice. But like, just fill up your time, fill up your day with things. Once again, I've never gotten a lot out of just talking about my feelings. I've gotten a lot out of like my internal struggle and like neuroses and like retardation is cured by external factors. Sort of like think of it like the hero's journey, like the perfect story, like Star Wars. Okay, we'll do Star Wars. is like your inner struggle is helped by external conflict and like problem solving being resolved by you. Like your internal autism will be greatly affected by external things coming together, and then that will make you on the inside feel much, much better. Thinking and dwelling on the past and people who will f you over and hurt you, or like situations you didn't like, or like your embarrassing moments in life, is not going to help you. Like this is like the lolcow thing. The lolcow thing, the reason why these people are so depressed is because they don't do anything but ruminate on how it could have gone differently. You know, to DSP's credit, at least he's trying. At least he's trying to like do something. At least he's trying to like build a brand and build his business, you know? Even with all of his downsides, like at least he's trying. At least he's trying to beg for money from his fans, you know? You can't be in one of these cycles where you've just like given up, because like nobody's gonna come and pick you out of bed and make you do shit. It's only you. You cannot be doing nothing. I honestly, as far as antidepressants, maybe they work for some people, maybe they don't work for other people, I don't know, but I would say like if you're not going to the gym and living a relatively active life in terms of like trying to get things done and having a job, or like getting yourself an education that's going to make you more money in the future, if you're not doing that already, then you probably shouldn't get yourself on antidepressants. If you do all of that and you still feel like absolutely miserable, then talk to your doctor, I guess. But like no one I've known that has like taken antidepressants has like had their life solved by that. It's sort of a momentary, temporary fix for, you know, a long-term internal issue that I think you need to solve on your own. I think you do. I think that taking your life into your own hands is a good method for long-term contentness. When your life is out of your own hands completely and you let it be, and you're just not trying to take control of any of it, you're not going to be happy. You can't be. How could you be, you know? When this kid would talk to me, I'd be like, how could you be happy? You don't fucking do anything. You sit around all day and mope like a fucking loser, you know? If you feel like a loser, examine your life. Examine your lifestyle. Are you living the life of a loser? Are you spending your time sitting on your fucking ass? If you are, then why would you be happy? Why wouldn't you be depressed in that situation, you know? Why wouldn't you, why wouldn't you be thinking about doing crazy stuff? So just find a way. Find a way to do something. Do anything. One quote that I found is important is, indecision is way worse than making the wrong decision. And it's basically to say, like, if you come to a fork in a road with 3 paths, it matters less what you do. It matters more that you just pick one and actually apply yourself. Because even if that fork in the road doesn't work out long term, if you're applying yourself, it will lead to other opportunities and more personal growth and insight that will allow you to make a better decision later on and work towards something. And if you have the work ethic, you can do anything. Talent means very little. I've met so many talented people, and if you're not applying yourself, you're just not going to go anywhere. I mean, look at Tumad, right? That guy, even with his craziness, he wasn't doing anything before this came out, you know? He wasn't. He was just sitting. And if you're just sitting, why would you be happy about anything? You know, you need to be forcing yourself to do anything. Force yourself to do literally anything. Go for a walk. Force yourself to go for a walk. Force yourself to apply for jobs. Just make yourself do it. And the more you do that and practice it every day, the better your life will be, the more things will come into play. And it's not like tomorrow, if you're laying in bed right now and you're a NEET, when I made videos about NEETs, they're like, he just doesn't understand. I'll see these threads on like R9K. They'll be like, he just doesn't understand the NEET lifestyle. Life sells L. You know, NEET cells stay winning. It's like, you're literally cope. Literally pure cope. Don't spend your life coping and seething. Spend your life working that pain into something else. Just do it. Don't allow the pitfalls of modern society and the desolation to get to you. You know, I know things are shitty. You know, I'm in a good position right now, but I know kids who are like in school for something they don't want. They're getting into massive debt. They're working jobs they don't like. They're dating a girl who like makes them miserable. And like, I get that these things really suck. And I'm not saying that everything's going to change overnight. But if you're not working towards at least fixing one of them, you're never going to fix any of it. You're just going to be comfortable. There's a comfort to misery. And there's a comfort to talking to other miserable people about it. My life sucks. Oh, my life sucks too. Damn. That's not going to make you happy in any way, you know? And this is what I'm talking about with talking to people. Like, talking to people is good for recognizing you have a problem. If you're talking to someone who has their shit together or someone who doesn't, and they're able to make you, and you're able just to like recognize to them and within yourself that there's a problem, like that's good, but that's not going to actually fix your life. What's going to fix your life is turning this internal struggle, like fixing it with external problem solving. And the more you externalize your energy and try to put it out into the world, the more that you will fill your heart with a feeling of belonging and like purpose. And you need to do that to function, or you are going to end hero. I get emails from like kids sometimes asking me like, this is like a decent metaphor. They'll ask me like, how do I get started on YouTube? It's like, the answer is you just start. How do I fix my depression? You try to fix it. You try anything you can to fix it. And it's not substances. Absolutely not. It's not dwelling in bed. It's not thinking about it. It's not fucking thinking all day, trying to find myself. What are you going to find in your room? What are you genuinely going to find by just sitting around? Not much. You'll probably find some razors. You'll probably find some X-Actos. But you're not really going to find yourself. What makes you a better person is trying to function and just do something and build something and be something. Proving to yourself that you can have self-confidence is really important. And you're not going to feel self-confidence intrinsically. You're going to get it from experience and from like doing things in the world. And this is basic advice that normal functioning people understand. But I get emails a decent amount. I probably get a few a week from people who are like struggling and trying to figure out what to do. And it's like, I don't know what you need to do. You just need to do something, truly. You just need to do something. By doing something, by pushing your life forward, you'll find things you like. You'll find people you like. You'll find processes that make you happy, and you will get to a place you want to be. And there's never going to be a moment, at least I've never had this, there's never going to be a moment where you wake up and you're like, oh shit, now my life's good. It's just going to be a slow thing you slowly build, and eventually you'll be in a mindset where you don't even need to question it because you already know. You know, I've been around a decent amount of people from YouTube that have made a good amount of money. I've been around people my age who have made like millions of dollars in 1 year. And that's really cool. But the money itself has never made them happy, you know? This is something I've like, it's not like they buy a Mustang and they're like, oh shit, now I'm happy. It's like, I mean, you get a little endorphins for like the first day when you drive it around, but then it's like, now I just have a car. The actual process of day-to-day life and like doing something that brings you and others fulfillment is what's going to make you feel worthwhile and feel like your life is worth living. Outcome independence is really important for me. Like, obviously goals are really important, and like wanting to work towards something that's measurable is really good. But like, even like with going to the gym, like what's made me truly happy with that and like enjoy that process is not actually like getting bigger and getting gains, which I'm not that big. I'm just not, you know, I'm trying, but I'm not that big. I need to change my routine, honestly. But the thing that's actually made me enjoy that is like learning to enjoy the day-to-day process of like waking up, going to the gym and working out and lifting weights and trying. And like lifting weights is like painful. You get sore. Like lifting heavy weight to actually grow your muscles like sucks. The process it's toil. It's mortal toil. But once you're doing it and you're coming to enjoy the process of working towards something, you will feel fulfillment just from that itself. And the gains in that, you know, the physical gains, the vegan gains, will be sort of a byproduct. And the same thing applies to working a job. Like, making money is great, but if you're just making money and doing something you're really miserable doing, you're not gonna appreciate it that much. You're gonna be thinking about an out at all times. What's actually gonna fulfill you, I think, is finding something that matters, finding something that you care about, and finding something that you can enjoy the day-to-day process of. And you're not gonna enjoy all of it. Like, it's work, you know? Like, when I'm working on YouTube stuff, it's not like every single second of it I'm loving, you know? Like, it's still like writing, it's still researching, it's still recording, and like making my voice hoarse from recording these 3-4 hour videos. It's not like every single second is like, yeah, I'm on a roller coaster of life, baby. And it's not to say it's like a hard job, because it is relatively easy and I do enjoy it, but like there's parts of it that are like, oh, I got to sit down on my computer for 5 hours straight and, you know, edit this thing or do this other thing. And then after that, I need to do 4 more hours of work. And after that, tomorrow I need to wake up and do more. But like, if you can learn to enjoy the little things of life, if you can learn to enjoy sitting in a parking lot alone, eating a sandwich and knowing that tomorrow you're going to be working on stuff and like being okay with that, not necessarily being ecstatic, but being okay with it because you know you're working towards something, you'll be okay. You will be okay. And that's another thing. Like, a lot of people will give advice like, just know that it's all going to be okay. That's not true. It might not be. You know, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to experience monumental failure in a way that is going to brutalize your life. from your work, from relationships, from just like missteps you make interpersonally or in terms of your the thing you're working towards. Like, you're gonna face monumental failure, but being able to get through that and problem solve it and work towards better things is gonna make you so much happier than, you know, sitting in your room at 4 a.m. for the 30th fucking night in a row, laying in bed watching the next, you know, YouTube video, and then falling asleep and getting a shitty sleep because you didn't actually exert any physical force that day. So why would your body be tired? So you're kind of in this half asleep state. That's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. Like, you can't just have leisure. You can't just have sitting around. You know, people I've known who have gotten rich and then they try to like retire young. They're miserable. You can't just spend your whole life doing, you know, having fun. Like, you're not going to enjoy that, you know? And it sounds conceited to say if you're like poor, if you're a brokey. But like, those people are probably less happy than the average dude who's just like got 2 kids and is working, you know, a job he doesn't love to like come home and like feed them and then repeat it the next day. Like, you're probably way more happy in that situation because you have something to work towards. You have people to benefit. You have something you're doing. You have some purpose intrinsically that you've built for yourself. And that's what you need to focus on. You need to focus on building something that you care about. You really do. You really, really do. So just like try to find something, literally anything that like you're kind of good at and like you have an aptitude for, and you can spend a lot of time doing and get really good at that. And hopefully it'll make you some money. If you can figure out how to make enough money that you can, you know, live and have a little more, that's really good. And just focus on that. Don't be this fucking kid I knew. He's miserable to this day. No doubt in my mind. I haven't talked to him in like 6 months. I'm sure he's not happy. And why would he be? When I met him 2 years ago, he was in the same position he is now, living with mom and dad, doing nothing, doing fucking nothing. There's another kid I went to school with who was an only child who went like, it's kind of similar situation. His parents never pushed him for anything. He never pushed himself for anything. He never found it within himself, and he spends all day at home now, I think, playing Halo online. No job, no nothing. Why would that person be happy? Why wouldn't he want to do why wouldn't he want to get on Prozac? Why wouldn't he be doing Xanax, honestly? Why wouldn't he be drinking every day and shooting up heroin? Like, why wouldn't he do that, you know? Why wouldn't he want to? So make yourself not want to. Make yourself want to do other things. I can't respond to every email. Not just because of time constraints, but also like just mentally I can't spend all day thinking about depression. You know, I just can't. Nobody can. But hopefully this is like a resource advice of like vague rambling will be something that people can look to. Hopefully I've helped someone with this little rant in this parking lot alone at 11:20 p.m. Mexican restaurant parking lot. There's no one here except the Mexicans. Actually, they're not here. No one's gonna let you be happy but yourself. No one's gonna let you figure it out. No one's gonna let you work towards contentment like you can. And that's just the fact of the situation, you know. I've known people, I've known many people who have made it. You know, I've met a decent amount of YouTubers in my time. I met a bunch of them that are not doing good. They're just not, you know, they're not happy with how things are. Even though they have $1 million in the bank and they have a dope car. They have a cool BMW. They have a nice apartment. And a hot girlfriend. Whoa. Bro, she's so hot. Bro, she's a baddie, bro. How'd you bag her? You don't have to be attractive to date girls, but that's another conversation. Just do something. Please. And if this advice works for you, then, which is like super basic advice you could get from your dad, but apparently a lot of people don't have dads nowadays. I'm very thankful that I have a dad that cares and was willing to share some wisdom with me from his youth, who is like a normal guy. I'm so, having bad parents is such a prerequisite for f***ing your life up, man. If you're gonna have kids, do it right. I've met too many people with f***ed up parents who just like traumatize their entire life. Not even just beating them, but like there's another kind of more dull, less obvious trauma that is just like having parents that don't care, or they say they care but they don't really do anything. If you're gonna have kids, that's another conversation. I'm rambling at this point. We're 40 minutes in, but I don't know if this helped you. Let me know. If not, and I'm retarded, then let me know and I won't do these anymore. But I'm hopeful. I'm confident that what I'm saying is true for my own life, from others. You know, I've known people who have figured it out. I've known people who haven't. So, you know, I guess the question is, which one are you going to be? Oh, wait, is that the camera's over here? I forgot. The question is, which one are you going to be, buddy? Probably don't smoke these. I mean, I don't know. If you don't want cancer, I need to stop. I'm going to quit, bro. I promise. Anyway, yeah, if you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. And type your little comment down below. Let me know what you think about what I said. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe I'll do another one of these at some point. Thank you for watching. Tom Dark, really the type of guy to sit in his car at midnight and ramble about nothing. I guess I am that type of guy.
And be sure to become a member. For $5 a month, they get the members-only podcasts and exclusive videos that only members get. Thanks so much for your support.